Hey guys, Uncle Ray. Welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. You know, I used to work for Bear Stearns, which is like Goldman Sachs or JP Morgan. I also worked for another Fortune 50 corporation called Tyco. And what I've learned from being behind the scenes is the smart money always picks winners and losers. Now, what's the smart money? That would be like the U.S. government, Wall Street, the central banks, maybe the G20, the World Economic Forum, those type entities. They move markets, they control markets, and they pick winners or losers. Now, does that mean that other projects can't win or won't win? Absolutely not. There are going to be a lot of winners when it comes to CBDCs. But I'm following the smart money that I just talked about, and those entities have picked a certain blockchain to get the lion's share. Because when you go down the rabbit hole and you're non-biased and you're definitely not dogmatic and you just go where their information is showing you, you should come to the same conclusion. So I'm going to walk you through that. Now, guys, I really want you to understand that just like they say, don't fight the Fed, don't fight the smart money. Because we have so much economic uncertainty right now, and I truly believe it's for a reason. Now, I think we can agree that the banks do not like anything to do with crypto and blockchain. But it has got to the point where if they don't step in and take control, they're going to be out of business. And there's been many a video about some of the banking leaders talking about that. So we know that, for instance, the banks want to control the stable coins if at all possible. They want to hold your crypto if at all possible. They want to control everything about DeFi and probably not allow us to stake our tokens, to do yield farming, or any of that without going through them. Now, that's their goal. Not saying they're going to accomplish that, but they will accomplish way more than you probably think. Now, let's think about Wall Street. Wall Street wants to make the profits. They want to keep it as centralized as possible because, guys, it's all a Ponzi scheme on Wall Street for the most part. Now, I'm generalizing. There is some realness to it, but the way Wall Street makes so much money is from being on the inside, guys. That's how they make their money. And they are not on the inside like they want to be when it comes to blockchain, but they're working on it. So that's their goal. And they want the corporations like Microsoft and Consensus and JP Morgan, they want to control and have as much of the lion's share in that department as they possibly can. And they're working on it. Now, the U.S. government wants to control every single bit of it, if at all possible. Now, I'm not going to get into the XRP case, but I truly believe these entities is why Ripple is in court with the SEC. Those three entities have weaponized the U.S. government using the SEC. And quite frankly, I hope I'm wrong, but I don't see this court case ending anytime soon until those entities are ready to roll out their agenda. When the Great Banking Reset is ready to roll and everything's in place, that's when you'll see the SEC Ripple case end. I hope I'm wrong, but I do believe 100% that Ripple was doing so much damage to the banking system that the banks got together with Wall Street and with the U.S. government and said, how do we stop it? How do we slow it down? Now, they do have us watching, so they can't do but so much. But right now, if you follow all the projects around the world and through the governments and everything, pretty much everything that Ripple was offering to the public has been cloned by 5, 6, 7, 10 different entities around the world. They do not need Ripple to do cross-border payments, to do liquidity pools, to do CBDCs. I'm not ragging on Ripple. I'm just saying that's what they've been up to in the 2 years of slowing Ripple down. I truly believe that. Now, what I'm going to do is just walk you down the path of what is the smart money doing. Where are they pushing their number one blockchain to the forefront? Where are they using their powers, right? Now, I'm just going to give you an example, and I'm not pitting XRP against anything. I own XRP. I think it's a great project. I think they're going to do great. I think it's going to pump hard when the SEC ruling is over. I think they're innocent, and I really hope that is right, because that precedence is going to impact everything in crypto's future. It really is. But what we want to do is follow the smart money. Now, when I first started going down the rabbit hole, I heard about the Linux Foundation. Now, the Linux Foundation is massive, and it's made up of some of the biggest, most powerful corporations in the world. Look at that. They have 200 million developers contributing to their code. Look at these names: Adobe, Ericsson, Intel, Meta, Microsoft. I mean, they have really big corporations that got together and created the Linux Foundation. Now, the Linux Foundation decided that they needed to create the Hyperledger Foundation for blockchain. Now, when you go through the members, well, most of them are very, very powerful. Accenture, guys, huge in blockchain. IBM, huge in blockchain. Just so you know, both of those names, in my opinion, link directly back to HBAR. Now, Hitachi, Fiji, American Express. I can go on and on, guys. All of the most powerful corporations in the world are affiliated with this. Now, guess what they did? They got together and they created the Ethereum, the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance. Now, what you see on the screen, guys, this is the board members. Accenture, Santander, huge global banking firm. The Ethereum Foundations, Consensus. Now, just like I said, Accenture is affiliated with HBAR. They're also part of the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance. Now, guess what they did to push Ethereum? And by now, you figured out, I believe Ethereum is going to get the lion's share. Now, bear with me, guys. Just follow the smart money with an open mind. Now, so let's start from the beginning. The most powerful corporations in the world. BlackRock, I can link to the Ethereum Alliance. The Linux Foundation, all those companies, Microsoft, Accenture, Google, all of those guys. So they got together, and then they said, hey, let's have a contest, a challenge globally for who has basically the best CBDC protocol. Let's do that, right? Well, they did it. And guess who won it, guys? After 5 months. Let's take a look. Who do you think won it, guys? Well, Consensus and Visa. Well, both of them are linked to Ethereum, especially consensus. Now, that's one point. So think about this, guys. You've got some of the most powerful corporations in the world. All these banks came to this, this made the news globally and said, hey, let's check out who has the best protocol, who has the best, CBDC setup that we can all follow. They're pushing Ethereum, guys. Well, think about it. Bankers and Wall Street guys, it's a good old boys club. They're followers. And half the reason they follow each other is they know, for instance, if Microsoft throws $50 million into a project, and then Google throws $100 million, and BlackRock steps in, that's only 3 projects, guys, three corporations. That entity, whatever that entity is, it doesn't matter if it's a baseball team or real estate somewhere or any project about anything, it's going to explode and it's going to dominate. That's why you never fight the smart money. And the smart money has chosen Ethereum to get the lion's share of the CBDCs. If you don't believe me, stay with me. Now, this is really good news for all the ISO tokens, no matter what. Check this out, guys. If you look at all these dots, right? This right here, there's 112 countries basically in the process of doing something with CBDCs, right? Now, they're all in different stages, but the adoption, and we'll come back to this in a second, look at this adoption. Just 2 years ago, there was only 35 countries considering CBDCs. Now there's 105. But now, hear me out. When we talk about adoption, guys, 95% of global GDP are exploring CBDCs. Pretty much, guys, that's the entire globe. For that 5% that's left, they obviously are irrelevant. And that probably includes the including of, China or Russia, which I truly believe they are also doing CBDCs. I don't know how that'll look, and it's not about that. But now stay with me. So I wanted to find out a lot of information about, who's using which platform and all that. It's very, very difficult to find. But when you click on Australia, and one thing's for sure, guys, yes, cross-border payments do not really matter where you're at in the world. But if you think about the legacy banking system, these guys are already kind of connected together per region just because they do so much work together. The ships come into these ports. Yes, they travel all around the world, but they have a relationship in certain regions of the world already. So if the powerhouse in that region goes one direction, there's going to have a lot of followers. So Australia's definitely about the biggest in Asia, right? So when you click on that and see, I said, well, who are they using? Well, when you read through it, guess what, guys? They're using Ethereum. Their CBDC is going to sit on Ethereum platform. Now, here's the crazy thing about it. As I read through this, you're going to notice right here, for instance, bear with me. Well, can't see it. It says Project Atom. And it also says, hold on, bear with me. It also says Project Dunbar. So we already know that Australia is going to be set up on an Ethereum, the Ethereum blockchain. So I wanted to find out what Project Dunbar was. Well, as you go through Project Dunbar, guess who is dominating that project? Well, that would be R3 Quarter, which guess who is getting the bulk of their work, in my opinion, which I did video on XDC and R3, and I'll put a link down below. But if R3 is quarter is involved, XDC is involved. So that made me think, huh. But now if you also see, you see quorum. Well, guys, where does quorum sit? It is sitting on top of Ethereum, and it's owned by JP Morgan, who goes back to the Ethereum Alliance. See where I'm getting at, guys? Now, the other one is Atom, right? Hold on, bear with me. So right here, it talks about Quorum, Corda, JP Morgan, and it also mentioned Pertier, which again is, we'll jump through, I believe I put that down, which is again another project that JP Morgan has. Everything just keeps going to Ethereum. Now, let's back up to the Atom project. Well, check this out. It says the Reserve Bank of Australia, the Commonwealth Bank, the National Australian Bank, Perpetual, and Consensus, again, Ethereum, and it goes all the way through, says they concluded their project, etc. Now, I'd never heard that word, Perpetual, I guess. So I said, well, I wonder who that is and what do they use? Well, guess what? It is built through Quorum, which is owned by JP Morgan, which also sits on Ethereum. So anyway, guys, if I did a good job, which, I understand I get a little sidetracked and get scattered, but everything, when you follow the smart money of what the global corporations who got together to form the Ethereum Enterprise Alliance, they want Ethereum to win. Look at the ecosystem, guys, and all they need is regulation. Now, I'm not going to get into the conspiracy, but I find it really ironic that as it sits right now, Ripple went to court for 2 years, and Ethereum basically got a pass. Now, maybe something changes. I don't know. But as it sits right now, Ethereum is going to get the lion's share of, in my opinion, all of the banking reset. Not all of it, but every area, whether it's payments, cross-border, CBDCs, or whatever, because when you follow the money, it keeps leading there, guys. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but for instance, BlackRock has got $50 million sitting in USDC, waiting to be deployed in the crypto market. That's smart money, guys. And whenever they deploy, they're not going to deploy that into, different projects that we've never heard about. They're going to deploy it in the smart money, right? So whenever they do, hopefully we can front run whatever BlackRock does, whatever Microsoft does. The major corporations, when Wall Street dives in to crypto, it's going to absolutely explode. Just like, think about it, guys. Look what happened with Coinbase when BlackRock stepped in. It was falling apart. Quite frankly, most of my money's there. I was worried that they may go out of business, like Voyager. And then when BlackRock stepped in, they're good to go, guys. I don't know how it's going to work out for the exchanges because they're under assault, but I do know Coinbase will be okay because BlackRock has a direct line. I can almost guarantee you, to the White House, to the Fed, to whoever he wants to have a conversation about. BlackRock can just have his secretary connect him straight through. So he owns a huge percent of Coinbase. They're going to be just fine. And that's the type of money that we want to follow, guys. Follow the smart money. It will not lead you wrong. Now, that being said, guys, all of the ISO projects are going to do fine. They really are. But in my opinion, if you weigh the risk to the reward, Ethereum is going to lead the way. It's going to get the lion's share, and that's the best bet, especially for your big money. I truly believe that. Now, if I had to put everything in order, this is just my opinion, and this is a tough one. But I'm putting my money where my mouth is. Ethereum is one of my biggest bags. XDC, right behind it. That's my number 2. HBAR. Guys, I can't tell you how much I love HBAR. I truly believe not as many of the roads lead to HBAR as they do Ethereum, but guys, a lot, and I mean a lot of those powerful corporations like Accenture and IBM, those are the 2 most powerful that lead you to HBAR, get to stacking, not financial advice. Now, behind that would probably be Quant and then Algorand. And guys, like I said, it's very tough. I love all those projects, every single one of them. Ripple would probably be in front of Stellar, and then IOTA for me after that. Now, IOTA, in my opinion, yes, it's an ISO token, but they're capturing and really going after a more specific area. They're not fighting for the same exact thing as, say, Ripple is and like Quant. They're kind of different. So that's why I kind of put them last. I may have left someone off. But anyway, guys, I think they're all great projects. But look, don't fight the smart money. Learn to follow the smart money. Because, guys, I'm telling you, in my opinion, the XRP Ripple court case is only going to end when they've met their agenda and they're ready to do their reset or their rollout or whatever. And quite frankly, guys, from going down the rabbit hole to see who's where, most of these projects are really, really close. Every single blockchain in the ISO, for the most part, at least the top 4, they can do cross-border payments just as well as Ripple. So can it, and I hate to say it because I don't like Wells Fargo, but Wells Fargo is ready to roll, guys. They have their own blockchain. They're set up. They're ready to roll. R3 quarter. They are going to basically go tit for tat for everything Ripple has set up. They're going to go public just like Ripple. They're going to have their own token just like Ripple. So the competition, guys, have had 2 years to play catch up. And I don't know how it's going to pan out. I really believe that XRP is going to do great. It really is. Even if they lose, they'll just get out of America and they'll be fine. But the smart money, guys, has picked Ethereum, whether you want to hear that or not. If you think I'm wrong, let me know. But either way, guys, we want you to be part of this community. I want to have great debates. I don't do all this to be right. I want to be correct in my thinking, so I'll know how much money to allocate and into what projects. And all I know, guys, is you gotta follow smart money. And this you can take to the bank. Again, not financial advice. Guys, we are going to go into a global meltdown. Something's going to break, guys. I don't know what and I don't know when, but it's coming. And I truly believe it's going to break before Biden gets out of office. My educated guess is if we can get through this year, it'll be in the first quarter of next year. You know, the job market is the only thing they're hanging their hat on. And if you follow the job market at all, Google, Coinbase, Microsoft, all the powerhouses, Facebook, are laying people off. So, yeah, the jobs that are available are at Walmart and at Wendy's and McDonald's. They're not good, solid paying jobs, and they're definitely not the white-collar jobs, because the good white-collar jobs, those people are getting laid off hand over fist. If you in everything to do with real estate starting to fall, the car industry is going to collapse for new cars. I mean, we're in a bad spot. I don't mean to ramble, but guys, here's what I would highly recommend. Follow the smart money, dollar cost average into the best projects, or just get in cash and wait till something breaks. But remember, guys, you're going to have conviction and, quite frankly, balls to step in. For instance, if Bitcoin breaks 10,000, because the average person is going to think it's going to zero and they're going to be so fearful. But I truly believe when it's as ugly as you can, you keep watching accounts like that BlackRock, and they're going to deploy, and it's going to be a game changer. I'm excited about crypto. Regulation terrifies me, and I might as well go ahead and say this, and then I'll let you go. Sorry about the rant, guys. I do get excited. I love everything about crypto. One thing that concerns me is the damn regulation. Guys, I think it would be horrific. But imagine, just imagine, something to think about, not being negative, but imagine if Ripple loses and everything's a security, 90% of the tokens won't be able to pay those fines or fight it. But what if they shut down Ethereum like they did Ripple? What if they take it off the exchange for 2 years, for 3 years? What if that happens, guys? It would absolutely destroy everything. I'm not saying it is going to happen, and quite frankly, pre the beer virus, I would have told you there's not a chance in hell. But after seeing what the governments are capable of during COVID, guys, if nothing else, that should solidify that I'm on the right track. Guys, they will do whatever it takes to reach whatever fudging agenda that they want to reach. And they want to take over crypto, control it, and they're going to make that happen to the best of their ability. I don't know how much control they're going to get, but I promise you it's going to be ugly. Especially, I think, in the DeFi, I truly believe stablecoins are going to be backed by banks. One thing that gives me hope that I'm wrong about that, and I hope I am, but I've heard a lot of different bankers say we want to back the stable coins because that's what we should do, and they basically have the entitlement that they should. But when BlackRock bought into Circle, that gave me hope that the government's not going to get into, or the banks are not going to get into stable coins. But anyway, guys, that's all I got. Let me know what you think in the comments section. And I know a lot of you guys are not going to agree that Ethereum is going to get the lion's share. Let me know which ones you're thinking about in the comments. Hit that like button, guys. Share with everyone. Come back, subscribe, be part of this community. That's all I got, guys. Take care.